Welcome to Whippoorwill Holler. I'm Miss Lori, and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. We love to cook. And we love to eat. We love to garden. We live a sustainable life. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So, I'm out here on the sun porch, and my lemon tree, my Meyer lemon tree, is blooming. It's that time of year when they start to bloom. This is a very young lemon tree, but it has put off several lemons. And I just got this back last spring. It was a little, probably about 14-inch tall plant. I got it from Fast Growing Trees, and it's done really good. What I'm going to do, since it's blooming, I'm going to help self-pollinate some of these blooms as they start to open. Not all of them have opened yet. Now, you don't have to have two Meyer lemon trees. They're self-pollinating, but of course, being in the house, in the sunroom, where they thrive really good, there's nothing to pollinate them. No bees in here. So we're just going to help them out just a little bit. This right here is your female, and that's your pistil there in the middle. You can see I've already started pollinating some of them. But what you do is you just go to your male bloom. Most of my blooms that have opened up have got the female pistil in the middle. But I can go in here and I can take some of this pollen and I can come back up here and I can, that pistil, that female part of the bloom called the pistil is real sticky. And you just take that pollen that's on your Q-tip or your little paintbrush, and you just take it and just kind of put it over that female pistil, and the pollen will stick. Now, there's no way that I can do all of these because there's no way that this little tree will hold up that many lemons. But as each one of these opens up, I will be working on self-pollinating them. But you can just take your little Q-tip just like this, or a little paintbrush, and just like I showed you, just go down through your, right here. These are your anthers. You see down through here, the anthers, that's where your pollen. And that's where I'm taking that pollen. Then I'm bringing it up here and showing you how you just kind of stick it there on the female part. And I've done several already. But you can see I still have quite a few blooms to open. And I can't tell you, except people that already have lemon trees, how wonderful they smell. These blooms smell so good. I've really been proud of my lemon tree. I'm 58 years old. I live in Arkansas. People around here don't grow lemons. So this has really been, I just love it. I love growing lemons. I come out here, and if I need a lemon for any reason, I just pick it off my own tree. If I want to make a dessert, if I need it for a vinaigrette, for my hot tea, just whatever reason, it's a good thing. I'll leave a link down below to Fast Growing Trees. I also buy a lot of my herbs and my tea trees that I put out in my front garden. My tea tree that I bought from has really done good too. Mr. Brown's out there. He's been cleaning the outside of the windows today and putting the screens on. It's very cold out there too. It was 17 this morning. But he's been working at it, trying to get it done. But I know that sunshine feels good to him too. So y'all can see what I'm dealing with today. I am dealing with the organization of all of my seeds. I've had to really do some researching and different things. I've just had to try some different things to figure out what works best for me on what I call my seed vault. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of seed packets. And we all know the space that the packs take up. And I've done it all. I've had them in boxes and bins, and I've done the where you take like that you put your photos in, and you can stick your seed packets in there, and just all kinds of different things that just aren't working. It's still taking up way, way too much room with all the seeds that I have. So this is what I've come up with, and this is what I'm liking the best. Now you do what works for you, and I do what works good for me. And I'm going to get y'all down here. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more and just show y'all why I'm doing my seeds the way that I'm doing them. And you can see on the table, this ain't even half. And I still got flower seeds, and there's a lot of different things that I won't do this way. But most of my seeds I will. And so far, I'm liking it. And it's taking up a lot less room. So I'm going to get y'all down there and we'll talk about it a little bit more. You know, with all the different, the seeds and just different varieties, the different tomatoes, the different squashes, the different greens, the different beets, the different just whatever. There's so many. And you can get overwhelmed so fast with all your seed packets. I just had them stacked in boxes, and I didn't know what was what. I just was constantly going through them because I had no idea really what all I had. I do collect seeds. I collect my own seeds. I buy seeds. I've always been the kind of person that I always stockpile on anything like that when it comes to the homestead, because you cannot trust that things are just always going to be at your beck and call all the time. There's going to be shortages of different things. That's been happening through many years. It's not something new. And if you've been a homesteader all your life, you've been through it and you know it. So it's not something that scares me. There's nothing that scares me. The only thing that I fear is God, and that's it. I want to do what's right. But I'm not going to sit around and be scared about anything. Nobody's going to put that fear in me. But I've always kept what I thought was plenty of seeds to get through year after year after year. Now, if you do your own research, you're going to come up with different people that have different views on things, and that's fine. We all have a right to our own opinion, because we've all, at some point, we've been through it, we've done it, we've experimented, we know what they do and what they don't do. So we've had that experience. And, you can read up and it'll say, oh, some seeds only last so and so many years. I've went and done a lot of digging again, and there's people that say that their seeds are germinating after 5 years and on. I've had seeds that I've had for over 5 years that are germinating. So the proof's in the pudding. So I'm not going to tell you something that I've not experienced myself. But I've come up with what I like in a way of keeping order with my seeds. Now what I've got here is this one right here, and I'm going to bring y'all down just a little bit closer here in a minute, is I'm buying, this one I bought at Walmart. And all this is more or less a craft box that people would keep beads in and stuff like that. But I'm keeping my tomato seeds and my squash seeds, and that's what's in this one. And on top, you can see I've just got the stickers, and then I've got what's in each little box there. And when you open this up, you would think, well, what keeps all them seeds from just, falling everywhere and getting into each other's boxes? Well, it don't, because right here, there's little ridges that goes around each one of these squares. You can see right there. So even if this box, if it's closed, even if it fell, nothing's going to get in each other's little hole there. So it all stays separated. So this was perfect to me, because I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 by 4. Okay? So I've got that many spaces for that many seeds right here. And the thing of it is, you can put thousands of seeds in each one of these squares. Thousands. Now, you can't have thousands of maybe your squash or your pumpkin seeds, but your tomato seeds and stuff, the tiny, tiny little seeds, you'll be able to put thousands in there, more than you'll use in several years. So, that right there, that right there was a lot of seed packets. And the thing about your seed packets is, here's your seed packet. And when you get hundreds of those, it takes up a lot of room. But the thing of it is, you go like this, and that's really how much seeds are even in them packets. So you got this big old packet taking up all that room with that many seeds in it, if that many. And that's just too much room. Now, a lot of people are visual and they have to have the picture. I've grown seeds and the same seeds long enough that I know what they are, know what they look like. So having to have that seed packet, I don't. But this is what I do. With this one right here, I've got the name of each tomato or squash seed on here. But I have also found this, and I got these off Amazon. These are bead boxes too. They're craft boxes for beads. And some of y'all may already have these. This one holds up to 84 of these little containers. And each one of these containers will hold thousands of seeds. Well, it depends on what seeds they are. We all know that. So they're just little containers, just like this. And that little container will hold, thousands of them little bitty seeds. Excuse me. So, I already got these filled up. 84 different seeds here. Some of the containers are full, and some of them are not. Some of them I can come back when I get more of the seeds, and I can fill them up. It's just about that easy. And this right here is how much room all them seeds take up. That's it. Compared to just hundreds and hundreds of seed packets that I don't have room for. That was just taking up way too much of just room that I don't really have. So this has been this is to me, this is what I like best. And I know a lot of people have got the, especially on Amazon, you can go in, you can buy the container with the with the boxes that are about this size that you can put photos in, but instead people are putting seed packets in it. Well, you can only do so many seed packets. And you're still going to end up, if you had as many seed packages as I had, you're going to be buying a bunch of those. And they're still going to be taking up a lot of room. This right here is a black diamond watermelon. This is your packet. You fold that down, and that's how many seeds you've really got in there. But it's taking up that much space. So, to me, it's just a good thing. So, but on the ones that I've got numbered, and I'm going to bring y'all down here so y'all understand how I'm doing this. It's such a pretty day out in the sunroom today. Oh, it's 17 degrees outside, but it's so nice sitting here in the sunroom. But I wanted to show y'all how, and I'm doing inventory on my seeds. So I'll know what's what. So here I've got my box, and I've got one here too that I'm still working on this one, believe me. And I've got them all numbered. This is the one I've got filled up already. And it goes from 1 to 84. And you're saying, well, how do you know what's in each one of those, Miss Lori? Well, I've got an inventory right here. And it starts at 1. And like my number 1 box right here, I need to just keep this open. My number 1 box right here. And these are a certain kind of broccoli. I write down right here when to start the seeds, how many days to germination, how deep to plant them, how many days to harvest. And then maybe just write down some different things that you might want to know about each plant, each seed. So right here's number 1, and here's number 1. And all I got to do is put that right back in there. And I just go on down. I've left a few open here because of certain seeds I want to put in this row with other seeds. So I've left them open. But that's just about how easy that is. And you see how compact and it's just a good deal. Like right here, let's see, this is number 52. So we're going to go to 52, and we're going to see what's in 52. 52 is it's carrots. So from 47 to 56 are my carrots. So that's how I know what's in those. And then just anything extra that I want to know about each seed, I just write it down. So I've just got everything inventoried by the numbers and whatever information I need done. So that's just how I do it. That's what I've come up with for it to be simple, take up less space. So just by keeping an accurate inventory, you'll be okay. Now, if you go to this kind, which I told you I got at Walmart, which is bigger, and you can put your bigger stickers on it, and then write down, and that's what I wanted to do with my tomato seeds. And I can put thousands of tomato seeds in each one of them squares, and have plenty of seeds for many years. So it all works out. But I still have so many seeds to inventory and put up, because I've still got this whole box here that's going to hold thousands of more seeds. You can see how many containers. And like I said, these are just for holding beads and little things like that, people that do crafts. So that's all that is. And now there are going to be seeds that I won't be able to use in these, and that'll be like all of my green beans. I won't put, because I have tons and tons of green beans, I won't be putting stuff like that in there. You know, so I'll have plenty of room for my green bean. In fact, I put all them in a mason jar with the lid on it. So I'm good there. But you see, I still have all of these seeds here and all this to still put up in inventory. But once I get it done, and once I get it all in here and on my paper, I'm telling you, I'm going to feel so much better about it. I mean, it's already making me feel better, because before, everything, all my packets were just in several big bins, and I didn't even have any idea what all I had, and I still don't. I still have so much that I'm going to go through so I can figure out everything that I've got. So it's a good thing. And like I said, this is just what works for me. Y'all figure out what works for you. But I'm just telling you that this right here is going to hold thousands and thousands and thousands of seeds. You know, there's nothing that relaxes me more than to sit down on a day like this when it's too cold outside to do anything, and get my gardening books out that I've had forever, and I could tell you page by page what's on them, but it don't matter, because I still get them out and I just look at them and I dream, and it just relaxes me, and it makes me feel good. I love to read and study it. So y'all need to just think about that. Just kind of slow your life down a little bit. Put your phones down. Turn your TV off and grab a book. I could go through these books just over and over and over, and I have showed y'all my favorite books before. I probably do this about this time every winter. This is Crockett's Victory Garden. He was on PBS for many years, television series. It was Crockett's Victory Garden, and we know that that's where so much of our Victory Gardens, that's where they started from, and it's one of my favorite books to sit down and look at. But like I said, I've got so many that I get so many ideas from, and I may not even do half of what I see or read about, but still, it makes me feel good. I'm a big fan of Tasha Tudor, and I know a lot of y'all know who I'm talking about. If you don't, Google it and look up Tasha Tudor. She lives such a beautiful life, beautiful gardens, and I mean, if I can be anything, I want to be just like her, because to me, she just had the most simple, thought out, relaxed life, and it was just all due to her getting out in nature, being with nature, and just getting her hands in the dirt and planting them flowers and taking care of them, and feeding herself with the produce that she grew. And she was a character now. She really was. But if you're new to gardening, you've not gardened all your life, go to flea markets, go to the library. You can get you some really good information, a lot of good books, that's for sure. But like I said, it's just one of the things that just really relaxes me. To be able to sit down when everything outside is so cold and bleak and the leaves are all gone. There's nothing green outside, and you want to smell fresh grass and smell the dirt and under your nails, and just smell that deep earth. You long for that, and it's several months before we can even do that. But I can tell you too that I'm really missing old Alabama Gardener. I know a lot of y'all watched him just like I did, and the man was full of information. I mean, I've been in a garden since I was about 4 years old, probably. And he was in the garden probably twice that many years. So you can imagine the wealth of information that Charles had. And I really do miss. And I do go back and I watch his videos because I learned a lot from him. And there's a lot of good gardening channels out there. I like the True Blue gardeners, the ones that, I mean, it's in their heart. It's just what they breathe and what they know. And when I have time to sit down and really watch a good garden show, I will. I just love watching everybody with their talents and just growing all the beautiful flowers and the food, especially the food. That's what gets me the most, is to see somebody out there that's worked so hard and just planted all this abundance of vegetables, and they go out there and they can just go out in their own garden and feed themselves and not have to rely on anybody else. I think that's a beautiful thing. Now, I know a lot of y'all are probably buying seeds right now. I'm done buying seeds for this year. I'm not buying anymore because I've got to get all these put up for sure. And these are going to last me for many, many years. Plus with me saving my own seeds. Now, I save my my heirlooms and my organic seeds and put them back. But for the last several years, I've really been hoarding up on seeds, and I'm to a point now that I can just kind of settle back now and just get them all together and actually focus on all the seeds that I have and really work with what I've got. So it's a good thing. But I wanted to get on here and just show y'all my lemon tree, and that I needed to start helping it self-pollinate itself a little bit there. I'm really proud of my lemon tree. I've never had one before. Not in this area. You just don't see it much. But it's still a young one, but it's going to be doing good. And I wanted to show y'all that this is what I've been working on. It's my seed inventory. And it's a very important thing to do. Very important. I mean, it's just part of being able to sustain yourself, this part of life. Without a seed, that plant's not going to grow. So seeds are so important. So if you're like me and you just got seed packets everywhere, and I can tell you how many I've went through and put up. I've had 2 trash bags full of seed packets that I've emptied and done inventory with. So that kind of shows you how many packets I had in the room they were taking up. And I'll feel so good when I get all this put up too. I don't, everything you see, I don't just plant every one of these seeds every year. I'll go through and I'll, well, first off, I draw out my back garden, which is what I call my kitchen garden. And then I lay out my beds, and then I'll write in each bed what I'm going to plant. And once I get all that covered, I know that I don't have room out there for the things that aren't necessary. So then I can start in the front garden, which is my herb and tea and flower garden. And I'll get it in my mind and wrote down how I want it. And then just different things like that. If you can plan and have your inventory, you'll be a lot better off than just going by the skin of your teeth. And then you got all of these seeds and you're not used half of them. But this is a good deal here. I've got all kinds of different watermelon seeds. And really and truly, watermelons don't grow real good right here on this hill. Cantaloupes and all that stuff. So that's not, stuff like that is not something that I'd buy an overabundance of. My most important seeds that I do count on, and that are, besides us growing potatoes and sweet potatoes, onions, garlic. My green beans are very important to me. Peas, I said potatoes, my squashes. Number one, yellow crooked neck squash is my favorite. Zucchini, pumpkins, okra, radishes. All of my lettuces and my greens, from kale to spinach to Swiss chard, and all that sweet, my sugar snap peas, my broccoli, my cauliflower, my cabbage, my leeks. I mean, I could go on and on and on. That's the stuff that goes in my garden first. That's the most important things. And then we kind of work around from that. My flowers are very important too. I plant flowers and herbs in between everything I plant. Not only is it good for deterring bugs and keeping different bugs off different plants, it just makes it beautiful. So that's why I really love a potager garden. And my back garden, that's what that is. And then my front garden. But the main garden out by the greenhouse is where our tomatoes and our green beans and our potatoes and all that hardy stuff, that really needs to be out in the open and just a space to, in the sun. And so that's where all that goes. But it does take planning. It really does. My grandparents always grew a huge garden. And I can remember as a little girl being out there with my big hat on with my little basket, and I'd be out there picking green beans and stuff like that, barefooted. And that's something that I will always, always take with me. I want that same for my own grandchildren. And I think if we do anything, we need to keep these skills alive. We need to teach our children and grandchildren how important a garden is. I mean, it's what could keep you alive or not alive. I mean, that's just point blank. And so it's a very important skill. We need to make sure our children know skills. So many skills out there that our children coming up are not learning. And all they know how to do is put their head in that phone, and that's it. They know nothing else. And it's very sad. But people like us, we can deter this. We can get them down. We can, get them involved. We just have to do it. What are my favorite places to buy seeds from? I'm just going to be quite frank with you. I don't really have a favorite. I buy seeds from all over. So I even buy them, from Walmart and from the farm store. I buy them from Seed Savers. I buy them from Botanical Interest, Baker's Creek. Just so many different ones. I'm just not one of them people that buys from certain ones, because pretty much even the ones I buy from Walmart, they germinate, they do well. So I just I don't know that I have my favorite, besides my Botanical Interest, and Baker's Creek is one of my favorites. But there's so many good ones out there. The Seed Savers Exchange is one of my favorites for sure. And there's a Brim Seed Company. And I have bought several seeds from Amazon from, I think it's called David's Seeds. And they germinate just beautifully. And then you just have these are from the Dollar Tree or Dollar Store, and 2 for $1. They germinate. They grow food, so you don't have to be particular and spend a lot of money and think, I've got to spend hundreds of dollars to get my seeds together. You don't. I go in there at the Dollar Tree when they start putting these out, 2 for $1. I don't know that it's going to be that cheap anymore. I haven't even been to Dollar Tree in a year, but and I buy a handful of seeds. So don't ever be picky about your seeds. there's just no room for that, for sure. We can't be picky. But I wanted to get on here. I just want to share this. This is what's going on in our life right now. Kind of, we've had a little bit of a lot of sickness around the school. I've been down with a stomach virus, but I'm better. And that hung on for quite a while. But just life things that keep you grounded and keep you going. But I hope everybody's had a beautiful week. And I know it's cold everywhere. It's so cold here right now. My pond has got a lot of water in it, and it's been froze over several times. In fact, right now the ducks are just kind of swimming around the edge of the pond because it's kind of froze over. But it's going to warm up one of these days. But we still have several months of cold weather. And that's another thing is I don't get in a big hurry. I live in Zone 7B here in Arkansas. And I don't get in a big hurry to start my seeds even in the greenhouse. Now, even though it's January, I won't really be starting anything till February in my greenhouse. Even my my cabbages and stuff, I'll be starting them next month. Because I have learned through the years that you can get in too big of a hurry and get them plants, and you get them up so high and then they need to be outside. Well, we can have frost from up to April. And you get stuff out there in the garden, because I know I've done it. And they're calling for frost and cold weather, and you've got to run out there and try to find 100 million things to cover everything up with. And we also know that things are not going to grow until that soil gets a certain temperature. They're just not going to thrive and do well. So I found myself not getting in that big of a hurry anymore, even though I want to. But like right now out in the greenhouse, I have spinach and kale and lettuces and all kinds of greens and stuff. And y'all seen those in some of my videos. So I'm good with that kind of stuff. But, oh, believe me, my mouth gets to watering for a good fresh tomato, just like it is right now. But there's always that, there's just that time, tomato time. And here in Arkansas, you want to wait just a little bit before you get them baby tomatoes out there, because like I said, it'll get them. It'll bite them one night, and every tomato you got that you planted out there is gone. So don't get in too big of a hurry. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I love sitting down talking with y'all. And I know y'all'd probably rather see me cooking with Mr. Brown, but when you're homesteading, there's a whole big window in there, just so much to do, that cooking's just part of it, even though we love to cook and eat. But anyways, I hope y'all starting to plan your garden. And I hope maybe this helped you out a little bit on how to organize your seeds. And once I get all this mess put up, I'm going to feel so much better. And just having my inventory and my seeds in compact, things like this, and just not tons and tons and tons of overwhelming seed packets, makes me feel better. So anyways, we'll see you guys here in a couple of days. We may be getting some rain, some more snow, I don't know. But I do want to ask for prayers for all of our sick people. We've got so many sick people. And we need to pray and now, for good health and speedy recovery in whatever you're going through, whether if it's health or depression or you just need somebody to pray for you, and we're here for you. So y'all have a good weekend. And like I said, we'll see you in a couple of days, because y'all know that we're always doing something here on the homestead. So God bless everybody. We love you.